Wrestling.
Hey everyone, welcome to the We Like Wrestling podcast. I'm Jared. I'm here with Justin.
Hey.
John.
Everybody.
I am currently not in Pennsylvania right now. That is why we are doing it this way. So we'll just talk about Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing.
As always, it was a fun All Elite Wrestling show. We were there to witness it together.
It was a long.
It was a 2-day show.
It was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Main show started at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it went till about 1:45.
12:42 is what I believe I texted. I'm leaving.
Okay.
So.
Now here's my thing, right? It's definitely not as long as Mania used to be.
I mean, no.
And
it's also not WrestleMania.
Yeah, and it's every 3 months. So if you're willing to watch 3 hours of Raw every week,
but I'm not.
Why complain about 4 hours and change of a pay-per-view?
I don't watch an hour of Raw ever.
Neither do I. Which is why these pay-per-views are great. They're entertaining. They're, even if they go long, we expect it, but it's high quality in our opinions.
I think something I've thought about is that they're showing their hand of who their fan base is. Their fan base, or at least who they're trying to get as their fan base, is not the 10-year-old kid watching wrestling, or else they wouldn't be doing that. Because, this one was Memorial Day weekend, but not all of them fall on a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
So, you're not trying to get that kid that isn't going to be allowed to stay up. That was always my biggest problem as a kid, was I couldn't stay up long enough. I never got, when Raw went from 9 to 11, I never went past 10. I remember the one time that I did, and that was Triple H's return.
I mean, as a kid, I was always, hey, if you stay up, you got to get up for school, which I did because I enjoyed it. But it was, that was every month. At least with AEW, it's every 3 months or so. But it was a high quality card.
It wasn't. I don't think it was as good as all the other ones, but it was something.
It was a little underwhelming, but the show was still great. The opening match, which in a way I'm not surprised, but
was it a good pay per view, or the rest?
So we're not talking about the buy-in.
Oh.
Okay, the buy-in was Hookhausen.
Yeah.
Against Tony Nese and Smart Mark. It was what you would expect out of Danhausen and Smart Mark.
But, I mean, it was also... I now have a newfound respect for Hook. I thought he performed really well.
Yeah.
He looked really good. Everything he did was really crisp. And, again, not 3 months ago, I was questioning why this guy is all over the TV and going over, and I didn't get it. Now he seems to be learning.
Yeah.
Put him with that comedy because he's not a talker.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen Danhausen work yet. I mean, that was a glimpse of it, but I don't think I've ever seen a full match of his. Again, I know his gimmick is sort of like Orange Cassidy, where it's not so much that he's a wrestler, he's a funny guy,
But he is a wrestler also.
Yeah. Smart Mark, unfortunately, didn't show off his incredible physique.
Yeah, he looked good, though. He looked funny.
Yeah.
You know, kind of that Andy Kaufman type character, full body suit.
Isn't his character? He's not supposed to sort of look like that. He's supposed to look like a
exactly.
manager.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to look all like Tony Nese.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he actually has worked,
Yes.
like in legit matches or not, but okay.
He has.
Okay.
I never heard of him until I watched Ryder and Hawkins.
Yeah, he's
Toy Hunts or whatever, and he's a host of their podcast, I think.
Yeah.
He's like the Conrad Thompson of their. Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I heard of him. I didn't even know he had anything to do with wrestling. I just thought he was friends with those guys.
So that was an entertaining match. That was a good way to open the show before the show.
Well, yeah, the crowd loves Hook and they love Danhausen, so
yeah. And I enjoy that they wait until the end of the buy-in. It gives people time to get in, and a lot of times with WWE pre-shows, they do a match early on, and then it's just talking and building it up.
But also the pre-show matches for WWE mean nothing.
So, yeah,
they're dark matches. They never even happened.
And then the opening match, at first I was surprised, but then I realized it makes sense because if MJF really isn't happy, he'd want to get out of there as soon as possible.
Should we talk about what happened before?
No, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah. So MJF, obviously, they've been building this big storyline with MJF, Wardlow. And Wardlow is a rookie, but he's proven that he has what it takes to actually be somebody. And MJF has had Wardlow under his contract. The whole Goldberg-esque type thing. Security guards, handcuffs, coming out with no music, coming out escorted by security guards. AEW has been trying to make Wardlow as this monster. And in a way,
they've succeeded.
Yeah, it's working. He has ability too. It's not like he just punch and kick, whatever. He has one of the most beautiful swanton bombs I've seen. But he can work. And this match, I don't want to say it was kind of disappointing, but I expected a little more, I guess.
But it made you. So here's what it did. At least this is what I think it did. Don't expect these great technical matches with Wardlow. He is their Goldberg, their Brock Lesnar, their Braun Strowman, their Roman Reigns. He's a power guy. I'm here to beat you. The goal was to win and win his contract, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
What more do you need to do? He doesn't need to out wrestle MJF. Just beat the hell out of him.
And like we've said before, like if you've been waiting all this time to get your hands on this guy and you just hate him, you're not going to put him in an arm bar or a headlock. You're going to want to murder him. You're going to want to kill the guy.
I like it. I think it succeeded at what they want to show.
What it should be. You're going to have a wrestling match.
Yeah. I mean, MJF was playing the great heel where if you want me, you got to go through this and this and this. And then when MJF was scared, when it finally came time for him to come face to face with Wardlow, Wardlow just unleashed all of his rage, and I don't think I've counted, but it was 10 plus power bombs.
Yeah, it was definitely just power bomb. I don't know what it was.
Now there was a lot of speculation. Everybody knows at this point that I guess MJF is not happy.
Change what you just said.
All right. Everybody
no
is
one
assuming,
knows anything. There you go.
Everybody is assuming that MJF is not happy with his contract. Because he thinks he's not getting paid what he should. And to a point, I don't know what he's making, but he should get big money, Maybe not, Mox money or somebody like that, but
if MJF versus Punk would have been MJF versus Jungle Boy, would you have cared as much?
Probably not.
So who deserves to get paid in that scenario?
Yeah. Now, with the contracts, Tony Khan apparently does his contracts in a similar style as football, where it's a 4-year contract with the possibility of picking up a 5th year. And when MJF came into AEW, I didn't really know him. I'm sure a lot of fans didn't really know him. They knew of him.
He was the opening match at All Out, All In, whichever one is the.
So
the infamous one at Justin.
He worked M-Dog 20.
So when you sign a contract and you're not a big star, you don't sign a big contract. You know, now that we all know what MJF is capable of, sure, he's earned, you know, the opportunity to make more money.
And that's fine. And when you're a rookie quarterback and you end up being the next Tom Brady, do you just automatically, after your rookie year, get a brand new big contract? No. You wait out your contract. You continue to prove yourself. And then if you don't get the big money, you take your options elsewhere.
And if this whole thing is, you know, a work, if MJF is content right now or whatever, so be it. But if he's not and he's legitimately upset, I think from what we've heard, Tony Khan is handling this pretty well. He's mentioned that if he would just give MJF a new contract in the middle of it, then other people would expect the same, and he doesn't want to do that.
That's a bad precedent.
You have to earn your money, and, you know, it makes sense. Now, before, I want to say the night before Double or Nothing, I'm not sure who, maybe Fightful or somebody reported that there was a plane that was booked out of Las Vegas for MJF.
There was a ticket. No, there was a ticket.
Yeah, yes.
There was a ticket purchased in his name, but not by him.
Yes. So that got everybody thinking, you know, is
Probably
he going
by Tony Khan, you know, a guy who doesn't care if he just buys a plane ticket for no reason.
MJF no-showed the meet and greet, so everybody was, you know, thinking, hey, is he going to leave? Is he not going to show up for the pay-per-view? And
that's a great way to make sure that crowd doesn't cheer you when you come out on Sunday, huh?
Yeah.
Because we really need to get this other guy over. And if the crowd cheers you, even though you're supposed to be the heel, the crowd cheers you. So if you give them heel MJF, they're going to cheer. If you don't give them MJF, that's when they boo.
Yep. He came out.
How do you get booed even though people love you as a heel? You just don't go.
He came out, and when he got in the ring, he did a little airplane motion.
Airplane.
So
I just think
my dog's in here. So.
MJF doesn't have an off switch. He is just 24/7 working.
I think we're starting to see him loosen up a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit. I mean, in that carpool karaoke, and I don't know. Like I love MJF because he's always in character. You don't see that a lot nowadays. And I think fans that actually meet him and he's a complete dick actually enjoy that. You know?
Yeah. It's like that restaurant that you pay to get insulted at. You know what I mean? I forget what it's called.
Yeah. Oh, Krabby Dicks.
The whole point. No, that's not. No, it's just a seafood restaurant.
No, not Krabby Dicks.
There's a restaurant where
Dick's
everybody
Dick's
is rude to you. That's the point. They're terrible servers. But that's the point. You pay to hear their sarcasm and bullshit.
Yeah.
Man, you should work there.
Yeah.
That's
not. You can't get me to turn it on though. Like I don't want to do it when I'm in front of people. Like if you say, "Okay, go out there and be an asshole," I feel the pressure.
You're gonna do the opposite to be an asshole to the people that want you to do it.
What you said about MJF no showing got him real heat. It made me think about everyone loves Stone Cold. He can do no wrong until he walked out on Raw.
And you're not giving us Stone Cold.
Yeah. And then the fans sort of went, "Oh man, I like him. How can he do that?"
Punk. Or Punk.
And everyone turned on him.
I was a Punk fan, and then he took his ball and went home. And I was like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah.
Like you're not walking out on the company. You're walking out on the people who enjoy watching you wrestle. So because you didn't go anywhere then for however long it was.
That's what they keep saying about Sasha and Naomi. Like, you walked out on the fans.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about that, no. I get that there are probably, like young girls and stuff that may look at them as idols, and maybe that's a bad thing to show them, but
you got to work for you,
Yeah, there is the other side of that, is that, you should stand up for yourself, and no matter what, if it's a billionaire or whatever, the Steiners did it back in the 90s to Vince. They said, well, we're taking these New Japan bookings. We had them before, so you're not stopping us from going. And when you put Vince's face to the fire, he can't really do anything to stop you.
I don't know the exact order of these matches. I'm going to go off of memory a little bit here. We had Jade Cargill and Anna Jay.
The TBS Championship.
Again, I'm not a fan of Jade Cargill.
And I am.
Anna Jay isn't that great either, to be honest. But
that wasn't a good match. It was sloppy.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that match.
But there's also a lot to be said that I think, and I don't know what you guys are looking for, but I think Jade Cargill has come a long way. I mean, looking back at that Shaq match, and then everything that happened after that, I think she's come a long way. I think she's gotten a lot better. I still don't think she's there in any sort of promo way, but I think she also runs into that Charlotte thing where everything looks a little sloppy because she's so tall, and most of the girls are not her size. Spoiler, when Athena came out, she's like half her size.
Yeah.
So she matches strength because she's short and stocky, but it's going to be awkward no matter what.
I think her and Tay was probably her best match, but even that was like, like Anna Jay, I'm not a huge fan of her like in ring ability.
And Jade hasn't wrestled like a Hikaru Shida or anything like that yet, right?
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa. She's kind of wrestling the undergirls.
Yeah.
That's why she's TBS. She's like the mid card girls.
That doesn't do her any favors.
Yeah.
Like I said, her best match was Tay, and Tay is I consider a higher level female wrestler right now in AEW. But
I like it that
you need to put your dick in your pants and start thinking with your head, buddy.
If you didn't have this TBS, someone like Anna Jay would never get a shot at the women's, the main one.
I agree. Yeah.
So it's good to have like a secondary. Let these young girls have something to shoot for.
Yeah.
And let them learn. I mean, her and Jade combined have 4 years of wrestling experience.
Yeah.
Jade is new. She's a rookie.
It was sloppy on both ends.
Yeah. I will admit, for being a little green, she's not terrible. It's just I'm not fully behind her yet. And then
a couple years from now, she's the next Britt Baker. Just remember, Justin said he liked her from the beginning.
I said no, I did not like her from the beginning, but she's getting better. I see the potential. I see her working.
She looks great. She plays, she looks the part. It's just I don't know. Maybe if she works Ruby or Tony Storm or somebody like that, maybe it'll help. But
she has to sort of get through these sloppy matches to get to that level.
Yeah.
This is sort of her, they don't have an NXT over there, let's not forget. So this is their
I think with her and Athena there's potential.
I think Athena will train her up real good.
Yeah.
Or hopefully take that title off of her, and then Jade moves on to Thunder Rosa. who I also think would work well with her.
Yeah. Can sort of move up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, I mean, her and Athena could work well. Athena would work with her.
Yeah.
So we also had the Owen Hart tournament, the women's and the men's. The men's was first of the two.
I kind of lost interest in both of them when I realized that Adam Cole and Britt were definitely going to be matching, wearing Owen Hart gear or wearing Hart family gear.
So
it kind of gave away the endings there.
I mean, in a way, it makes sense. I mean, especially with Martha, I don't know exactly, but I feel like she would want like a family, oriented thing.
Oh, she's not very family oriented.
Yeah, for the first.
I don't give a shit what
though,
she wants. Actually, to say.
Yeah, I really don't.
For the first tournament, Adam and Britt,
wants everybody to wear hats though.
I think are pretty good faces to be on. Hey, these are our first winners. If you look at everybody else in that tournament, maybe Tony Storm, maybe Ruby, but what other male would you put over in that? Joe is the ROH television champion.
One of FTR.
FTR would have been cool because they're fans of Brett, but I think Adam Cole.
No, they're the sons of Brett.
Adam Cole, I feel like was, whether he cares personally or not, he was getting a lot of criticism from the fans. Oh, he was doing so much better in WWE, blah blah blah.
He was never in WWE. I'm sorry, when was Adam Cole in WWE?
NXT. It's WWE's product.
Okay. So when he was in their developmental and never got brought to the main roster, he was doing better than when he's featured on national television every week in main storylines.
And we assume he's probably a lot happier because he's with his friends, his girlfriend. He's having fun. And we've seen that people that jump from the E to AEW, they're having more fun. They're having more freedom. So
I don't know.
it's
Cody jumped from AEW to the E, and he seems to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, that's because he has a spotlight now.
Adam Cole was a big fish in a small pond in NXT. And now he's a smaller fish in a bigger pot.
Came in as a former ROH champion, also former ROH multi-time, different champion everywhere. PWG champion. He was a member of the Bullet Club.
And I'm sure Tony brought that up to Martha. Hey, we have this Adam Cole guy who, every promotion he's been a world champ, And then we have
Adam Cole, the only Bullet Club member to be signed by E to not go to the main roster full time.
Is he?
Possibly.
Yeah,
AJ Finn. Yeah.
Gallows and Anderson were on the roster, main roster.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Cody?
It's Cody, main roster.
I mean, Kenny Omega never did.
No.
But he wasn't signed. Well, he was signed by the E for a little bit.
No, he wasn't signed. No. I mean, if you call OVW.
I think for the first tournament, Cole and Britt makes sense. I mean, we kind of figured it would go that way. It gives, a pat on the back to Cole for what he's been working his ass off. Probably gives a pat on the back for Britt, carrying the women's division for a little bit. And out of this whole Martha thing, we also get an Owen Hart figure that people have been wanting. It might not be Owen Hart, the Hart Foundation or King of Hearts, whatever, but it's Owen Hart nonetheless.
Don't worry, there'll be some customs being made.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then we had America's Top Team with Paige Van Zandt against Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and
that's what he
Conti.
went by for a little bit. He called himself the KAZ.
That match, did it need to happen? No. It was all right.
Oh, it did need to happen, I think. This was finally, I think this was now Sammy and Tay are definitely heel.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. No playing the tweener role. They are heels.
I don't know if Scorpio Sky is completely face yet. I think he's still probably a tweener.
I can't see him or I don't think they're tweeners. I think they're still heels. Everybody in that match was a heel except for Kazarian.
Well, Kazarian was the heel, I guess, but
Kazarian was the face. He was the only face. Everybody else was heels.
I guess Kazarian didn't really care who he punched.
No, exactly. That was the whole point.
He just wanted Scorpio Sky. And if I got a tee with this idiot to get to you.
And Ethan, because Ethan hit him with the belt.
Yeah. I'm not. Look, I know it's part of it to be annoyed by Sammy and Tay, but it's at the point where, like, yeah, it's every chance they get, they're making out in the ring. They're like
they've gotten to go away heat really fast.
Yeah, it's no longer like, hey, I'm the guy with the hot girl. It's more like, fuck it, I don't want to see that. You're talented, stop doing this shit on
That's supposed to be
camera
the
all
point.
the time.
The guys are upset. Like, okay, you got the hot girl. That's fine. You don't need to throw it in my face all the time.
That's not really what I hate about it.
And then the girls are supposed
they're both annoying.
They are kind of an obnoxious couple.
It really is Charlotte Heat. Like, I don't want to see this anymore. Go away.
I never thought Sammy Guevara was that great, to be honest.
I think he's good. He's not great. He's good.
He does high flying moves like everybody else.
Like a million other wrestlers. I thought that girl was okay for her first match. I can't remember her name now.
Paige Van Zant?
Yes.
Yeah, she's training with Gangrel.
I mean, that's her first match. I didn't expect much, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
no, I think she did well.
Well,
she didn't
and I think this was a good thing to have this as her first match. It was multi-men, and
hides her.
Yeah,
and Tay is small enough that she'll bump for her.
You mean like how they did Ronda Rousey in her first match was a tag team match, and she had Stephanie to bump around, and she even threw Hunter around for her. Okay.
Well, the opposite of that is Stephanie wasn't great either. I think Ronda was probably a better wrestler than Stephanie.
Stephanie's a better wrestler than people give her credit for. For not being a person who ever cared to become a pro wrestler, I think she's all
right. We had... I'm trying to think of matches that weren't titles.
So Darby and Kyle O'Reilly, which was a pretty nothing match. It was literally just a match. It could have happened on Dynamite.
So Tony Khan said he wanted to fill in time. The NBA finals were going on. He wanted to wait for the main event until that was completely done. Which, to the point, why would somebody order a pay-per-view if you're going to watch something else?
Because for some reason, people still think you only watch a pay-per-view for a main event. Like, it's not boxing or, John, we just lost you. Well, either way, it's not boxing. It's not UFC. He's back. Oh, no, he's not back.
Uh-oh. What the hell? I can still hear you guys. Keep going.
Well, so it's not boxing or UFC. A lot of times that's your main draw is that one big main event fight, but then you have the undercard. And so, yes, if I'm looking to see Mike Tyson's next fight, and I know he's not going to go on until after this big basketball game, then okay, I won't tune in until after. But I don't think wrestling is built that way anymore. Maybe it used to be.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you the whole time. I just couldn't see. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So I just don't think wrestling is built that way. I don't really think outside of like the 70s or 80s it was ever built that way.
Yeah.
Once you got into the 90s, I think stuff stopped becoming about just that main event match.
I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to spend $50 or $60, you might as well just watch everything, right? I mean, I know people do it, especially in boxing. They only do it for the main, but yeah, I'd rather just watch it. You never know what you might really like somebody, or
I learned when I used to watch UFC regularly. I mean, you found some of your favorite fighters in those undercard matches. Conor McGregor didn't just start fighting main event matches out of nowhere. He built his way up.
Yeah.
I was a huge Conor McGregor fan before the whole big chest walking, trash talking bullshit.
Yeah.
He was a good fighter. I always liked the way he really tried to finish matches. A lot of guys didn't do that then. They just tried to go distance and win on decisions. And I think that's a smart way to. That's a smart way to box. It's not a smart way to fight. But
so we had Darby and Kyle O'Reilly, which a couple minutes in, who Darby had a busted lip or something.
Yeah, he kicked him right in the mouth. About I'd say a minute or two right into the match. Yeah,
I think it was a pretty hard match, pretty physical match.
Yeah, the strikes were there.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Kyle, that's his style. He has that. I don't know if it's jujitsu or martial arts. Let's say he has that background of some sort. So and it shows in every match that he has. Again, I kind of get it because Red Dragon and Super Elite, whatever they are, they kind of attacked Darby and Sting.
Yeah, well, no, they were attacking the Hardys, and Darby and Sting, I guess, came out to help them.
Yeah.
I don't think Darby came out to help. I think it was just Sting. Well, maybe it was Darby too.
And then we had
we can see you, right, John?
Yeah.
So like you whispering but still pointing, it doesn't work.
So then we had
sorry.
We had a triple threat tag team match.
Oh yeah.
For the title.
I wasn't too into it. I don't know.
I'm surprised Jurassic Express kept it.
I was too.
I
thought, why else would you put it in a triple threat with those teams?
Why not FTR?
If they're ROH champions.
Yeah, but I mean, aren't they also AAA?
Yeah, I think so.
Have them be the belt collectors. Fuck it. I don't know. If they're the best tag team in the world,
Yeah.
That match was typical Jurassic Express. I think the only new stuff we saw was from Keith Lee and Swerve.
Yeah, I thought their stuff was pretty cool. They need to get a little tighter, but I think stuff looked really good together.
I really enjoy
being
Swerve.
a tag team. They need to get a little tighter on their stuff.
I really enjoy watching Swerve.
Yeah.
Keith Lee's hit or miss. I guess it depends on who he's working. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Starks. I think
fine.
we all agree.
Look great. They're fine.
I think we all agree that Starks isn't really.
No, I'm actually starting to come around on him.
I thought it was a good match for what it was.
Yeah, I just think it was booked weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
I think Hobbs can do well on his own.
Teams. Yeah, he should be on his own.
I think the fact that it was on before the main, we're already at like the 4-hour mark.
Yeah.
At this point, I just want to get it over with.
Yeah.
So, and you just want to see Punk's match. You're not really super hyped for it. That would come earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had Death Triangle against House of Black. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. It's always fun. I mean, you can't.
With those 6 guys, yeah.
You want to talk about those surprising, we got to see Swerve and Keith Lee. Nothing, I don't know, kind of just like everybody's greatest hits.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Justin and I both mentioned Phoenix was probably playing it a little careful with his arm.
Yeah.
But even still, Phoenix knows what to do. Everything he does is so smooth. You look at that match and Pac
not getting attention.
Pac, Alistair or Malachi, Buddy Matthews, those guys alone in a match together, and then you add Penta and Phoenix and Brody. I mean, everybody had their spots to hit, but it was still good. It was a good match. I enjoyed it.
When will we? It's 2022. When will we get past the point of being amazed when a big guy does something?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, Boss Man and Bam Bam, Vader used to do all that shit. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, every time Brody King flies over the ropes, like, oh my god, look at a man! He's 300 pounds.
He
But
has never done this in the last 3 weeks.
But we've seen a million
Brock
of these big
Lesnar, the
guys
shooting
do
star,
these
even though he didn't do it
moves.
well, he still did it.
Like,
yeah,
it shouldn't
now
be a shock anymore. It should just be, okay, he just did a move.
I mean,
Big Show did a drop kick. Well, not Big Show, Giant, but he did a top rope drop kick once.
yeah. I mean, I think if you're live, if you're in the crowd, it's probably a little different. The energy is a little different, but
Yeah,
it's still like I guess it depends on the guy. Like if we saw Samoa Joe, do like a fucking moonsault or something, right? I don't remember Samoa Joe doing a moonsault. That'd be pretty cool.
sure he did.
I
can't.
I don't remember,
sure, but I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't remember. Like I know he dives through the ropes. He does that smart style wrestling. But I don't know. I think it's just in the moment. You're all hyped up from everybody else's spots too. So I don't know. I don't hate it.
I thought it was a good match. With those 6 guys, you weren't going to have a bad match.
Yeah. The ending, though.
You know who was going to have a bad match? The 94-year-old Hardy Boys.
The ending of that House of Black, we finally have Julia Hart turn.
Who cares?
She's not a big enough name where it matters.
Who cares?
But it's also
does Tony Khan think she is a Hart? Maybe.
But like,
she's
why
not
not
related at all, right? You looked that up?
No, yeah.
Not through
why not
marriage or
actually
nothing?
have her attack Griff and Pillman? Like, the Young
Nobody
Bucks
cares
and
about
the
those
Hardys.
guys either.
No, but at least it would be like, oh, like she's in the middle of the ring, she's in a trance, and they try to like break her out of the trance, and she stands up, and they think they got her out of it, but then she blows the mist in both of their faces. Okay, now it's done. That's it. Now she's part of the House of Black. Having her just show up, who cares?
Yeah.
Against people who she has nothing to do with.
Young Bucks and the Hardys. I had high hopes for this match. I don't know why. I was kind of hoping it'd be a flashback.
Young Bucks and Old Deer.
They wrestled in ROH before, probably PWG as well, but it definitely showed their age.
Apparently Jeff was hurt going in and is still hurt or not doing well.
Yeah. There were a couple people saying that he seemed off in that match.
They said he got hurt early
during the match. I said it early.
That spot where his boot was loose and he did that one move. We're like, what the hell was that? He's supposed to have hurt himself for real, and he was a little loopy after that.
I'm surprised the Hardys won. I don't know.
Gives the Bucks more things to bitch about.
Yeah, I guess. Keep the feud going. I don't know.
The Bucks may have wanted to. The Bucks may have been like, this could be your last go-round. We'll do the honors for you.
Yeah. They can come out and bitch about something. Or it turns them face. Somehow.
Well, on Dynamite, it's the Bucks, Red Dragon, and somebody else, Hikaru or something.
Cole?
Adam Cole?
No, Adam Cole is hurt as well.
Oh.
Hikaru or something like that against Matt, Jurassic Express, and Christian, and somebody else. Because Jeff is hurt, Adam Cole is hurt.
Random guys that's thrown together.
So why not just make it Christian, Jurassic Express, and Matt versus
I don't know.
Red Dragon and Bucks?
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, it's still the Bucks and a Hardy, so it's going to keep going. I was kind of it was upsetting seeing the Hardys like that. I mean, they're old, obviously, but as a kid, watching the Hardys. It was like, the Hardys, the Young Bucks. This could be cool, and it was, eh. Again, I'm surprised the Bucks lost, but
TLC
it makes
was
sense.
21 years ago. Just remember that.
I was 4.
If you were born on the first TLC match, you were able to drink this year.
You say, what were the Bucks like in diapers when that match happened?
Yeah.
Like the Hardys wrestled their kids.
I feel like we're forgetting non-title matches.
Well, you said about Adam Cole. You didn't say Britt Baker and Ruby.
So we had Britt and
just
Ruby.
Talked about those matches in general.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were anything that special, to be honest.
Sloppy sharpshooters.
Yeah,
oh
really
my God.
weird.
Everyone's doing them.
Every women's match had a sloppy sharpshooter. And even in the main, there was a sloppy sharpshooter.
Well, that one, remember we said, what was it, Ruby Soho? We're like, she may have been trying to do a different move, and they called it a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Ruby didn't call it that. The announcers did.
We had a
Thunder Rosa
Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah, the big brawl, which I thought was pretty good.
Against Combat Club.
And LAX.
And Pride and Powerful. Or whatever. Yeah.
And Eddie.
It was a good match. I was entertained. I'm glad they're not doing those pre-recorded ones anymore.
I don't know. I think that could have been good pre-recorded. It was fun to watch a brawl, though.
Yeah,
it was. Like you said, Justin, it's fine if there's one of those a night.
Exactly, and that's fine.
4 of those a night.
Not even one of those, right? Not just one a night. I mean, it really only happens on a pay-per-view or one of their like specialty, like blood and guts or whatever.
Yeah, which again is only every so many months, so it's not.
I mean, if we'd had 4 of those matches on the pay-per-view, you'd have been like, oh.
Yeah.
It was good for what it was.
Matt from 2.0 fucking gushed. I don't
go lay down.
I just thought it was weird that they didn't switch. Like whoever they paired off with is who they stayed with the whole match.
And this was built around Eddie and Jericho, and they didn't touch.
Eddie and Jericho were trying to kill each other. They didn't.
Yeah.
Well, he tried to light him on fire.
This is true.
But again,
CM Punk
this
is
could
opening
go
Dynamite right now as we speak. By the way.
Oh, this could go into something more. Again,
it's not done.
Spoiler: It's 1-1.
Yeah,
Jericho.
I don't think it's done.
Jericho Society won, but Eddie Kingston poured gasoline on Jericho, and Bryan Danielson. That was kind of what set the whole thing off. Was Bryan wasn't a fan of Eddie. It was just, hey, you're friends with him. I'm friends with him, so whatever. And then they ended up fighting because gasoline got on Bryan.
Although I was shocked that Bryan took the loss. That would not have been my guess. I would have said Santana or Ortiz because they.
Yes.
Bryan's sort of protected.
Yeah. Jericho has problems with them too.
Yeah.
So that would make
Bryan
sense.
didn't give up.
But
so
Bryan can now Bryan can get thrown into a match with Eddie Kingston now. Just saying, well, you fucking poured gasoline on me. Of course I fucking lost.
Eddie could say, you lost that match.
Exactly.
Bryan didn't tap out. He passed out.
Well.
Or the ref stopped it, whatever.
Yeah, he didn't pass out because he was still very wide awake.
It was entertaining, though. I enjoyed it.
I liked it. It was probably actually my favorite match of the night.
Could set up Blood and Guts or something else.
For what it was good, yeah.
Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. Not a terrible match. Not great.
It was, I don't know. I
don't think their styles mesh.
I think Serena, I feel like she should be a face. And being in that old school role. It's weird.
Yeah.
Was it Justin saying,
Justin compared her to Ivory?
Yeah. Well, I think John also makes that comparison. I think he sees it too.
Which isn't a bad thing. That's not meant as a as a
Not
knock
at
on
all.
her. I like Ivory. She's underrated.
Yeah.
I just think right now, I'm not sure the fans know what they want. Like Britt was a heel. You know, it was the Charlotte champion when Charlotte was good as a heel. Fans enjoyed that. Now it's Thunder Rosa. It's like,
I almost want their women's division to just be, okay, who's next? Now Thunder Rosa versus this person who hasn't gotten a shot. Now Thunder Rosa versus heel, face, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's run through them and just, you get a shot, you get a shot, you get a shot. I'm here to wrestle everybody that wants it, not just storyline bullshit. I don't know. I like those.
I think they're trying to play to the younger fans a little too much with Thunder. I don't know. I mean, the kids like her, but I think they just play that a little too much. Like she's always talking about her country, and it's the same old. You know, I was told I wasn't meant for this. Blah blah blah. You know, I'm not knocking her for that, but it's just kind of.
I just think it's too played out on AEW.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same gimmick. I was told I'd never amount to anything in the wrestling business.
I don't hate Thunder Rosa, but it's just I'm not, looking forward to her matches.
Like we said during the pay-per-view, if you had a Survivor Series, you took the top 5 AEW girls and the top 5 WWE girls, it wouldn't even be close.
Blown out. Well, what do you mean? What do you call top, though?
Well, in AEW's eyes, like Brett
you
and Thunder.
Could pick the best wrestlers from each, because that would be a different thing than top.
It's true. But AEW's girls would not be on WWE. They would not be the main roster girls.
No,
they're NXT girls.
Maybe. I don't even know if they're NXT girls.
It was sort of like back in WCW when WCW owned all the best cruiserweights, so that by the time WWE got in, they were just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
They got Taka and Brian Christopher.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And no Mexican wrestlers because they were all in WCW.
They had Latin
Rios.
And yeah.
But I mean, the point is, like, they were just, by the time they joined the game, it was late and there was nothing left.
Yeah, I agree.
WWE's women's division is way better.
Yeah. And then the main event, Hangman Page, your AEW champion, against CM Punk. Now, Justin said, where do you go from here, right?
Apparently tagging with FTR.
Well, Justin thought it would make sense for Hangman to keep the belt going into this Forbidden Door pay-per-view, especially with Hangman saying, I was a jobber in Bullet Club, now look where I am.
Yep. Last time
CM
I wrestled
Punk,
for New Japan, I was in opening matches and no one cared about seeing me wrestle, and now I'm a champion and I'm going to go back there and wrestle somebody. I don't know. Fucking Ospreay. I don't know.
I'm a fan of CM Punk, but I don't quite know if it was time yet. But I will say, apparently Tony has this upcoming deal with Warner Media.
Yeah.
So it could help if he has CM Punk as his champion, much like Roman with Fox.
But also hurting that CM Punk is a bit outspoken. He doesn't care what Warner Media or anybody else tells him what to say and what not to say. He's going to say whatever he wants. He's going to wear the abortion rights t-shirt, whatever it is, whatever his t-shirt said.
And he's
pro-life. No, pro-choice. Pro-choice. I always get that confused. I always forget which one's which.
I don't know if it was an interview or what it was, but I guess Punk had mentioned that he doesn't want to be a long reigning champion right now. He wants to be the champion that gets a younger guy over, like an AEW original.
Why didn't he just let Hangman win?
People don't like Hangman. They've
had 5 world champions, and 3 of them were WWE guys.
I think we can see that though, that Hangman isn't quite as over as fans thought. Again, like you said, it's the chase.
He was when he was chasing Kenny.
Yeah.
He got the loudest pop. Remember, we were there when he came back and the place went nuts.
Yeah.
Fans loved his story. Betrayed by his friend. He's, Then he wins about and everyone went, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they didn't put him with, right. People cared when he was working with Bryan. Then they kind of just lazily booked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't had like one signature feud or any him beating Punk would have been good for him. Beat that big name guy.
Punk
but his promos,
that's it.
His promos aren't that great, to be honest. I don't know. Hangman is missing something. I don't know what it is, but I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe Vince will find it.
Punk is the new champion. He kind of seemed emotional when he first won.
Seems like it's a weird way to start your summer. Like
Summer of Punk. What was it, 2005 in ROH?
Yeah, maybe.
2003, 2005.
I couldn't tell you the year.
Did you have a Summer of Punk in WWE too?
Yeah, 2011.
He just won he won the fucking belt at Money in the Bank. That's it.
And then he held it for like a year.
400 days or so?
Yeah.
He didn't have... So the Summer of Punk for ROH was he wrestled fucking everybody. Jimmy Ray, Joe. He had like 3 matches with Joe, a match with Bryan. Like he just defended that belt constantly. Just had matches with everybody.
And Forbidden Door is coming up June 26th.
Buzzword.
There's speculation that Punk will be facing Tanahashi. I don't know. There's also rounds saying that Mox will be facing Tanahashi.
Well, that would be. So didn't Mox beat Tanahashi for the U.S. title and then lost it?
I'm not sure. I don't follow New Japan too much.
I'm pretty sure that would be. They're both U.S. title guys, so that would make sense. It would make more sense than Punk. I think it's got to be Kenta.
Who's their champion?
Okada, I believe.
Would it be terrible for Punk and Okada?
No, but that's face
I'm the best.
Face.
You're the best.
I think it should be something like or Jay White.
I don't think they're going to do champ versus champ. I think they're going to have.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, Punk would put his belt on the line.
Ospreay would be good.
Well, so with that Tanahashi thing, it's also along with that speculation is the AEW title will be on the line. So I don't.
Maybe.
I mean,
what about technically? I like him.
He's not in New Japan. I think he's actually in AEW now.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like that guy.
I don't know.
I mean, it is technically an AEW pay-per-view.
No, it's a joint pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's a joint show, yeah.
I wonder who's going to be in charge of booking, like who wins and loses.
Both of them, apparently.
Both.
Work together?
It's got to be, so I assume there's got to be a committee formed.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Collision in Korea was booked. It was all through a committee. Ric Flair was not on that committee, or else he would have just won everything. I believe it was like Kevin Sullivan was on the committee for WCW. I know that I'm blanking on his name. Who's the manager that was with Ultimo and Yuji Nagata?
Sonny Ono?
Sonny Ono, yeah. He was one of the guys helping out with it. So I would assume that's probably what they're going to do again here. They would do it as a joint booking.
So who do you think would be the do you think Kenny makes an appearance?
I mean,
it's a New Japan show. Yeah, I think he would have to be on camera at some point.
He's possibly the most over. No, Yeah, I think he's more over than Ospreay. I don't know.
They
And
call him
leading to that,
Gaijins.
who do you think
Yeah, so
would
that's where I
work
was getting
well
at. I
with?
think he's probably the most over Gaijin within the last 10 years, but Osprey's pretty over. But I still think, I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what you see and who. But
Who do you think would work well with Osprey?
anybody? Anybody?
Because
Anybody?
I mean, Osprey has like a certain. I don't want to say a specific style, but compared to traditional Japanese wrestling, I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen, but Mox and Osprey. Do we get Brian?
Brian would be good, yeah.
I haven't seen Ospreay work. Is he kind of like Ricochet?
Yep.
Not no.
Yes.
Yes.
Like high flyer, doesn't talk much, but he can work.
No, not. He's very technical though.
Yeah. If I were to compare him, he's kind of like a mixture of Ricochet and TJ, to be honest.
He's Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
No, not fucking Dykstra.
Well, I mean, greatest wrestler of all time.
I mean, he's Kenny, but he flies more. He's a little.
Kenny does the top rope to it, suicida, tope suicida bullshit 6 times a fucking match. What are you talking about?
That should be a drinking game, man. Every time they say tope suicida. Oh.
I think I might just buy it and watch it the next night or something. I'll be in Dorney Park. Damn it.
Justin's got a key. He'll just go into your house and watch it.
Hey.
Let himself in.
Man, I really am looking forward to that one because I don't watch New Japan at all. I know who some people are, but I've never seen them work. And the only times I have seen New Japan is Jericho and Moxley. I saw clips of Mox and Osprey. So I don't really know, you know. But I think it'll be a fun show. I think at some point Kenny has to appear on camera.
I would think so too.
Maybe set up a feud for when he comes back.
Yeah, that's the thing. Does he just show up? Who wants to see him just show up?
I mean, Jay White is.
I think he's got to show up at a Dynamite and declare himself wrestling for them.
I mean, Jay White is technically AEW, but he's also New Japan. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't say he's AEW. He's barely there. He
just
I don't showed know. Up.
I don't know what that.
He showed up for the New Japan announcement.
You think they'll do some sort of Bullet Club thing?
Yeah.
Kenny, Adam Cole.
That's true. Tama.
Yeah, we're not even talking about Bucks.
Bucks? I mean, you got a lot of Bullet Club members. They still work with TNA for Gallows and Anderson?
I don't know.
I think their contracts are up or are coming up.
I really don't know.
Is Tama still doing that whole thing? Like,
yeah.
So we could get something relating to Bullet Club. Adam Cole, the Bucks.
Something happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that was our review of Double or Nothing.
What's going on? What's going on for Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, I don't know.
When is that?
Sunday.
This week. What matches are announced?
Cody and Seth for the 10th time.
That's the only one I knew.
Edge, Priest, and Rhea.
6-man, whatever.
Intergender.
Yeah.
So it's AJ, Finn, and Liv.
Yes.
Cool, I guess.
And Mr. Wyndham Rotunda has been tweeting out about stuff coming up. So
Roman doesn't have a match that I know of.
He is apparently taking time off.
So pay-per-view without your champion.
Yeah, but their big match, I guess, is
Cody and Seth.
The Judgment Day. Well, I was going to say the Judgment Day versus the
Bullet Club-ish?
Bullet Club, the Living Bullet Club.
Did you hear the promo from Seth?
I heard about it. No, I did not.
No, what? I didn't hear. What was it?
That was a good one.
He said 6 years ago you left and your friends tried to take down what I was building, and you can't take a sledgehammer to a throne that I was sitting on, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're touching on it.
Oh, we're getting a little meta.
Yeah. Jeff Jarrett was on Stone Cold's show.
Ali.
Theory and Ali. Yeah.
That's for the U.S.?
Yeah, that's it. I think that's just a regular match. I don't think that's a Hell in a Cell.
Oh, well, are you sure? Not every match is a Hell in a Cell?
I don't know.
They just leave it up the whole time?
Any women's matches?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't follow. I follow it on Instagram, but that's it.
Isn't it Becky, Asuka, and Bianca again?
Yeah. I remember that.
Who the hell's the SmackDown champ?
Ronda.
Oh, that's right. See? Yeah, I think she's
why
tag match.
You know why they don't care about that? Because Charlotte's not the champion.
Yeah, I guess.
Ronda and somebody versus Natalya and Shayna.
Mm-hmm.
I would think Ronda and Shayna make a better team, make more sense.
Yeah, but they probably want to work with each other. They were friends, are friends, I assume. I don't know.
I think they're still friends. Yeah. It's Raquel Gonzalez, or whatever her name is now.
Oh.
That's right. Her and Ronda were having a match, and then the other two attacked him, and then sort of like Hook and House, and they teamed up then. And they also that could be for that women's tag belts tournament.
Oh yeah, the tournament. That's not really a tournament.
Apparently it's not happening right now. I don't know.
I mean, when they released it, they only had 4 teams. So
they're all throwing together teams.
Yeah, why have the belts?
With Sasha and Naomi.
At least with AEW, they have a secondary women's title, and it means something. I mean, I don't follow WWE that much. It doesn't entertain me.
We can just break the news right here, since this doesn't come out until Friday. Punk just called out and is coming out right now. Tanahashi.
Oh, there you go.
So you're
the
right.
rumors are true.
Punk and Tanahashi, for some reason.
I don't know. Is Tanahashi
that name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've seen him work.
He's an ex-champion. He had really good matches with AJ. I always thought he's kind of like, he's like a good-looking guy. He's the movie star of New Japan.
He's like the Cena.
He's their John Cena, right? I don't want to say that and say, oh, he's boring and 5 Moons of Doom, all that bullshit that goes along with it. I'm just saying, as star power, he's very over. Liger, how Liger.
You think him and Punk will do well together?
Of course. He's also Asian, though. You got to understand, I'm talking Tanahashi from, 2010. So, I don't know.
Well, when it's Wednesday, unfortunately, we didn't get to hear MJF yet, but
he's coming up next.
Cool. So it is now officially June, which means we are a little more than a month away from our favorite convention, Legends of Hamburg, at the Hamburg Fieldhouse in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. We are a sponsor of that, much like last year. Tons of great people are in charge of it, and tons of great people are attending as well. Last year was pretty big. Over 1,000 people showed up. Every time we looked out, there was just a line of people. And with these announcements this year so far, I'm never going to see the end of the line. It's so was it last week we announced like Booker T and Mr. Kennedy.
Anderson.
So just announced this week. There are 4 announcements.
Victor Benjamin.
Victor Benjamin.
I don't know what that is.
Lady Frost.
Lady Frost, who I have actually just recently gotten into, and I actually really enjoy her stuff. She's from TNA.
I've seen her, but I don't know much about her.
Yeah, I enjoy what she does. I think she'll probably leave TNA in the next year or two and probably show up on AEW. Also, Tony Atlas.
Yep.
And Buffalo.
Tatanka.
Guy who was undefeated for like a year or was it 2 years?
And lost to Ludwig Borger, right?
Yeah.
Ludwig Borger took his undefeated streak.
That field house is going to be packed with some talent, man.
On like a random show too. I don't think it was even like a pay-per-view. It was like a random Raw or something. He beat him.
So we are bringing in the Acclaimed for the convention. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. That is all that is left of your time to get the VIP package. We gotta get stuff in. So if you want to jump on the VIP, get it while you can. You get a limited edition print. It's 11 by 17. I believe I posted it on Facebook the last time we made a post about the Acclaim. It's by our friend Mike, and he showed us a print that he did of TJP. It's all digital art. Pretty freaking cool. Get that while you can. Again, you can get the VIP package. It's that limited edition print with an autograph and a photo. There's also a regular team combo with both members, a picture and autograph, and then obviously separate as well. So get that while you can. Also attending the Fan Fest will be Dark Order, John Silver, Alex Reynolds. Like I mentioned before, Booker T and Mr. Anderson, Dangerous Danny Davis. Help me out.
I'm watching MJF talk right now.
Like there are so many people announced, so many great people announced that it's like
send him, give him the link to the page.
Yeah, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Legends of Hamburg Fan Fest on Facebook, they announce new guests leading up to the convention. Follow them on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We will also share those announcements. And again, the link to the Acclaimed is on our Facebook page and in the description of every podcast episode on YouTube, Spotify, all of that jazz. June, I think we're pretty much just planning ahead for July. July and August are pretty busy for us. So if you would like to be on the podcast, you can always reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook. I'd like to say that we have something in talks coming up soon. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. But yeah, man, this convention, we're a month away and it's coming up fast like it always does. So July 23rd at the Hamburg Fieldhouse, Legends of Hamburg Fan Fest. We'll see you there.
So yeah. Does John's phone die?
I have no idea.
All right, so he started out by saying, "Big merger, Tony. A lot of executives here tonight. We wouldn't want something bad to happen."